Good morning, 8th graders. Happy Friday. This is Mr. K. It's early morning once again because I'm leaving in a little while to do my cancer treatments. So once again, I will not be with you today. I apologize. And I trust yesterday went well with regard to your project and shading in the alternating areas that we were referring to as either triangular sections, cones, or funnels. I use all of those labels and names interchangeably, so I'll probably do the same today. But here's what I'd like you to do today. Okay, as you can see, since yesterday, I've shaded in an extra cone or funnel there with the alternating pattern. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to keep doing that the entire way around the pin square. Now, I'm not going to bore you and demonstrate the pattern the whole way around mine, but I am going to shade in a few sections for you and give you a few tidbits of information that I think will be helpful and will allow you to complete this, at least mostly complete it, before the end of the class period so that you can post a picture of it by 3 o'clock today for your weekly grade. Okay, so as you recall from yesterday, we were working from the center out and we were following the alternating pattern. So if that is the case now, being that this area is dark, this adjacent area to the right will be light, and therefore the one above it will be dark. And again, as I had mentioned to you yesterday, it's early in the morning. I don't have my eyeglass cheaters on, so I'll just simply do as best I can in working my way around this optical art piece. And I hope you have enjoyed your 2 days in the building this week. I'm sure it feels good to be back. I know it felt that same way to me the other day. Okay, I'm going to do just a few more here, and then I'll tell you kiddos what I'd like you to do to continue the lesson. Let me finish this particular tube here. Now I can tell you the step beyond this one involves darkening in some of the areas. And to do that, you have to have some kind of an outlining marker or pen. If you don't have one, that's no big deal. If you're at home, you could have one. If you're at school, we haven't really been sharing the objects, markers specifically, so you may just have to leave it pencil only for now. But that's okay, it's no big deal. Okay, so I'm tempted to do just one more section over here, so bear with me. Dark, therefore this will be light, therefore this section will be dark. And even at 6:30 in the morning, being half asleep, I still find that doing art is enjoyable, and it's waking me up and putting me in a good mood. And that's what art does. It relaxes us. It calms us. it reminds us of all that is good and enjoyable in our day and in life. So remember that. I never want your art to be stressful. I want your time in art to be stress-free. Okay, so there we have it. Now I have an outlining marker here. It's a Sharpie. It's a thin one. I think it'll do. I was looking around to see if I had a darker one, but no matter. You know, they make the Sharpies super thin, a medium, and then you've probably seen like the super wide ones that are crazy. They really have a lot of power and a lot of ink inside of them. So my skinny mini one here isn't doing the greatest, but bear with me, I think I'll get it. No big deal. Just move my fingers, move my hand a little bit more rapidly. Sometimes these thin ones get dulled out a little bit by the graphite. That may be happening here a little bit, but I think you can tell that the darkness provided by the marker really aids and really helps with the optical illusion, because this tube flowing towards the center, or you could look at it as the tube flowing away from the center, but it really has a feeling of 3D-ness or three-dimensionality. I don't even know if that's a real word, but I use it all the time. It sounds cool, three-dimensionality. But anyway, let me just finish up this little top area here. And then I'll show you a little final step for completing your little 8" by 8" piece of optical art. Okay, so if you can imagine, that looks kind of neat, I like it. So if you can imagine the whole pin square being filled in with the alternating patterns that we discussed, and if you have the ability, whereas you have a pen or some kind of an outlining marker to darken in the graphite areas, you're going to end up with a really cool looking piece. Now, I've watched these lessons many times on the internet, and here's the final step that artists recommend to really contribute to the 3D effect. They say to go back to your pencil, in any areas where you have plain old white, they say to take your pencil and just rub in a little bit of graphite. Let me get a different pencil. This one here is kind of dull. Let me see if I have a different sharpened one here in my studio. Let me try this one here. So they say just to rub a little bit of graphite on each side of the white component of the cone. And then what you do is you take your finger and you kind of smear or fade in that graphite just a little bit, not the whole way, because you still want the center of that cone to stay white. But if you rub that graphite just a little bit on the edges with your finger, it will contribute to the optical illusion that those cones are moving, flowing from the center or flowing into the center. Okay? So as you can see, that cone there really pops, P-O-P-S's. Pops, okay? So your idea today is to alternate the pattern the whole way around your pin square. If you have a marker or a pen, darken in the graphite sections, and then the final step is to rub just those side areas of the white sections with graphite. And if you rub too much and it dirties up the center a little bit, just take your eraser and brighten up the center once more, kind of like what I'm doing there. Okay, when I get back next week, I can probably hand out some scissors. We can wipe them down, we can cut these out. I may even be able to cut you out some 9" by 9" poster board borders, and who knows, we might even be able to put some of these on display, which would be cool. Okay, but what I want you to do is I want you to post a picture to Google Classroom. There's no Google Form today because it's Friday. So your assignment by the end of the time when you're finished with this optical art piece is to post a picture of it to Google Classroom the way I trained you guys 2 weeks ago on September the 4th. If you forget how to do that, you can always go back and watch that video, okay? But do not email me the image. Don't share it to my Google Drive. Post it to Google Classroom the way we've been practicing the last several weeks. And I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. This is your art teacher, Mr. K, telling you always be kind, help each other, lift each other's spirits, and have a wonderful day and have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you guys in person next Thursday. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.